Nice daisy footpath. Come on, Archie. Archie's hiding. Where's Wally? Come on, Archie, let's go. Let's go. Lovely day now. Come on, stupid boy.
He knows where he's going, that's why he's
Hi, I'm Shoestring Jane. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things thrifty, frugal and money saving, and about just our general life, really, what's going on in our life. So I thought we would have a midweek catch up and just tell you, what's been going on here. So first of all, most of you, if you're a regular subscriber or regular viewer, will know that I had COVID about 3.5 weeks ago, as did Justin and his mum. And Justin's kind of bounced back fairly well. His mum's really struggled. She's been very, very tired, bless her. And she's been to see the GP just to check that it was just COVID and nothing else going on. And I've been just whacked out. And lots of people in my comments told me that they were very, very tired for a long time after they'd had COVID. And just to prove it, I'm coughing all the time. I just feel like it's never going to end, and it's quite wearing, really. But there was more going on. Even before I had COVID, I had booked an appointment with the doctor for a blood test because I did think I'm feeling very tired all the time. And I know I've got fibromyalgia, but it felt like worse. And excuse me, Lola, I do apologise for my cat. It felt worse, and I couldn't really think that it was quite right. I could think, is it just fibromyalgia, or is there something else going on? Because you could ignore a serious health issue and just assume it's one you've already got, couldn't you? So, excuse me, I'm going to try not to cough all the way through it. I've got a cup of tea to keep my throat moist. Anyway, going back to when my COVID finished, I rebooked the blood test, which was good. As the night before I had it, I was just lying on the sofa. I was completely whacked out as usual. And I was saying to Justin, can you see my heartbeat? I felt like my heartbeat was doing a cartoon heartbeat, boom, 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 through my chest. And it was just ridiculous. It's like that all the time, really. It felt like palpitations, or just really like my heart was just pounding too fast. And then when I went for the blood test, they told me that I had hyperthyroidism. So my thyroid is producing too much hormone. No, it's not, as opposed to hypo where it's not enough. So too much thyroxine. And that's what was causing me, probably part of the exhaustion as well as COVID. And that was definitely causing that weird sensation. So I don't know what's causing my morning sickness. I'm definitely not pregnant, but I think it's probably a COVID thing, that, because since I had COVID, I wake up in the morning, if I get up too quickly, feel really sick, and sometimes I'm retching down the loo and really just not feeling good for about, I have to go back to bed and just sit and have a cup of tea and take it easy, and then I'm fine. So I really don't know what that's all about. Maybe it's because I wake up with so much phlegm on my chest. I don't really know. So anyway, that's me moaning. Health update done. I've just got back from shopping. And because I needed a few things that I knew they wouldn't sell in Lidl or Aldi, I went to Asda today. And I did buy a lot of yellow stickers, and I tried to spend as little as possible. But I spent about £75, which is really a lot for me. But I haven't done any shopping for 2.5 weeks, and some of it is for the stores, and I'm stocking up. My daughter will be here next week. So I've kind of drifted into that since I've had COVID over the last, probably actually before COVID. Over the last 6 weeks or so, I've been going shopping every fortnight rather than every week. And then whilst we've all had COVID, Justin's been at his mum's a lot more and cooking her food and just eating with her. So I've been cooking less for him and more for me. So we needed much less shopping. So that's kind of saved money. COVID has saved us money. Sorry about this. One thing I have been able to do is some listing finally listing some things online. I've hardly done any listing for months, but because it's, you can sit and watch telly and just sit and do it. I mean, I have to stand up to do the photos at some point, but I can sit and write the descriptions and do the drafts and just watch telly and just, doesn't take up a lot of energy. So I did that all day yesterday. And I also cross-listed for the first time in a while anyway, to Vinted, because everybody keeps saying Vinted is really taking off and you can sell things much more easily, you can buy a lot more things. I did try Vinted when it first started. I don't know when that was, 2 or 3 years ago maybe, and it was really rubbish. I spent a lot of time listing stuff and nothing sold, or people wanted to give you £2 for things that were really worth a lot more. So I didn't bother, I came off Vinted. This time, as I say, I spent all day listing some things and I sold 2 things last night. Awkwardly, I sold one item on Vinted but didn't actually realise that I'd sold it. Went onto eBay, the same item, somebody had given me an offer, so I accepted the offer, then went onto Vinted and then realised that actually I'd sold the same item twice. So this is the problem, isn't it? So she'd bought it and paid for it on Vinted, so it was hers. I quickly went back and cancelled the other order and explained and said, I'm very, very sorry, I didn't realise it had sold elsewhere. So I have to watch that, won't I? And I'll also have to make a note when I file things away. I've done this already, I did it yesterday, of where things are listed on two platforms, so that if I sell one thing, I need to then take it off the other platform. So I didn't go to a boot sale at the weekend, didn't feel up to it. So I haven't got a lot to sell, but I have got some things that have been hanging around. So those were some of the things that I sold, I listed rather, and some of the things I got at my boot sale 2 weeks ago, which I did show you on my vlog. So I've just been into the charity shop today. It's a £1 charity shop. So I am sitting outside the charity shop, the £1 one. I'm going to have a quick flip through. I was watching somebody called Charlotte Bayford, she also lives in my town, and she did a 10-minute flip round the other day, which did inspire me to come because I hadn't been for ages, but there's no way I'm doing it in 10 minutes. So I'm going to have a really good look. I think you have to have a really good look through everything in the £1 charity shop because it's been in all the other shops. Some of it's not very good, so you really have to search through until you find the right thing. So off I go. Been about half an hour, and I thought at one point I was going to come out with nothing at all. Actually, there wasn't hardly anything in there that was of any interest to me, and there were loads of people in there. I did try to do a bit of filming, but I couldn't do very much because there were so many people in there. So I was trying to decide whether to go somewhere else or just go home, and I think I'll just go home because I am knackered. I've still got this post-COVID total knackeredness. But get out of this car park anyway because it's getting a bit crowded and people want to come in. I'll show you what I bought. So the first item, I just find that unbranded Italian items always sell. They tend to be quite large or one size and kind of, flattering, so they're quite big. So I got this really huge jumper, which just says made in Italy, and it's just striped and a bit glittery, and it's quite a large size. So large sizes always sell. It won't be worth a massive amount. I don't really know how much it's worth. Maybe, I don't know, tenner tops probably. I'm going to give it a wash. It smells a bit charity shop, that one. And I got this coat, which I thought was really unusual and quirky. And I do think it's nice. It is really tatty though. It needs some sorting out. I did the thing poppers up now. I can't undo them. So it's kind of a embroidered wool. It's got a wool on cotton, it looks like, or some sort of jersey, but it's really tatty around here, so I think I'll have to just pull all these off because it doesn't look very nice. But it's quite nice, it's quite quirky, as I say. It's just a little sort of jacket. I did spend quite a long time looking through the coats. It's got a nice button on it, because at this time of year it's a really good time to buy coats because they're always clearing them out. They take up a lot of space. The charity shops sell them for very little at this point, and anything in there was £1. Obviously, it's the £1 charity clearance shop. And what else did I get? I only got 3 items, so don't get too excited. This wasn't very good either, but it had cashmere in it, so I thought, well, I'll pick that up. It's Mentoray. I think it's old Mentoray, made with cashmere and love. I think it's got about 5% cashmere in it, but people like that sort of thing. It's a size 18 Mentoray long cardigan. Has it got, how much has it got in it? It's 55% viscose, 40% nylon, 5% cashmere, so nothing too special, but I do quite like Mentoray, and I find it sells. It has little quirky features normally, so it's quite nice. I might keep that actually. I might keep it. It's actually quite nice. It feels really soft. Yeah, I might. I think it fit me. I only tried one arm on, but I do think it's going to fit me, even though it says it's a size 18. I think it says it's a size 18, but it doesn't. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh yes, it does. It is a size 18, but you know, it's baggy. Oh, that's not too bad. So that was it. That's all I got in the £1 charity shop. So that is not going to make my fortune, is it? It's not going to make me squillions of pounds, but every little helps. And as I say, I did spend a lot of time doing that yesterday and listing stuff, so that's quite good. And some more news. We have decided to put our house on the market sooner rather than later. So originally we were going to sell it next spring and spend a bit of time doing it up, but we've just decided we want to get out of the town and get out to the outskirts a bit sooner. Well, I have. Justin doesn't really mind. So as long as we're not too far away from his mum, my parents and my daughter who lives here. We decided to do that. I have had a couple of estate agents come in and give us a valuation, and both valuations were much more than we were expecting, much more. It seems that the housing market has gone crazy. I don't know if that's nationwide, but certainly where we are. And there's not enough housing for the number of people that want to live here, which is pushing the prices up, which is great for me if I'm selling, not so great for us when we're buying the next house, and terrible for people like my daughters, who I just think, how on earth are they ever going to get on the housing ladder? I mean, he was saying our house might do for, one of the estate agents was saying our house would probably be good for somebody who works in the city in London who's a first-time buyer. And I was thinking, wow, first time you buy a family house with 3 bedrooms and a massive garden, that's a good first time buy, isn't it? But it does make me worry for people who are on lower incomes. I just think, how on earth are they going to manage? The other thing he said is that somebody might buy it as an investment and rent it out. So again, the prices of the rents will be going up as well, won't they? Which is not good when you're on a low income. So although it's kind of good news for us, I guess, although, as I say, we've got to buy and spend more as well, so it probably doesn't make any difference. It's terrible for people who are really struggling with the housing market. So I don't think it's sustainable. In fact, one of the guy that came this morning said it's not sustainable. Now the interest rates have gone up, it will probably stabilise now. So it could work in our favour then if we sold now and then left it a few months, moved in with Justin's mum for a few months maybe. That's one vague plan that we're having. And then we could be cash buyers, so that might put us in a better position. So we've got to do a few things. We're not going to do as many things as we were thinking, because we were thinking we were going to change all the kitchen doors, put a new whole carpet down because the cats have scratched it to bits. The kitchen is really horrible and old. But they both said, honestly, in this market, you will never not get your money back. It's just not worth spending the money. It's going to go anyway. He said things are just going. And this house has got a lovely garden. It's got a really nice outlook. It's in a really quiet area with good schools. It's not far from town. It's not that far from the station. So, I think we don't need to do as much as we were planning to do. So I think we're just going to give it a bit of a brighten up and do some painting. And that's it, pretty much. So I feel really nervous about it now we've made the decision. Excuse me. Because we've been here for 12 years. We've enjoyed living here. It's been really nice. And it's a nice area, and most of our neighbours, bar one, are really nice. A bit of me thinks, oh, God, we'll never get a lovely garden like this again, but it's too much for us. It's just too big a garden. It's 140 feet, I think, and long and very wide, and we've got a massive garden at the front as well. And it's so much to maintain. So, plus it's getting busier and busier in town, and anywhere in the town now. So we just want to go on the outskirts a little bit where it's a bit quieter, and we're closer to the woods and nature and things. So I think that's what we're going to do. So my computer, sorry, is doing something very strange. I don't know what it's doing, but hopefully you were still seeing me all the way through that. So yeah, so that's really the news for now. I've got a few bits and pieces that I've filmed that I'll show you, but really most of this week I've just been lying on the sofa. Most of the last 3 weeks I've just been lying on the sofa, not doing as much as I should be doing, just feeling too exhausted really. And I'm just really hoping I start to feel a bit better. I'm on medication now for the thyroid problem, and I would say I do feel a bit better already. So the only way's up, really, isn't it? So anyway, that's it for this week. It's just a quick catch up and a chat, and hopefully I'll be back on Sunday with a bit more of a vlog, and I've shown you a little bit more of what we've been up to. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.